Can I see a show of hands? How many of you have a blog website that you have and you own and you regularly post on? How many of you would like to have a website, a blog site, and that you are regularly posting on?
Half a hand.
Half a hand. This evening, I'd like to give you some tips on the journey that I've been going on in setting up my blog website to make it consistent, to have content on there. Why? Why should that be of interest to you?
Traffic.
It's fun. It's really great fun. It's fulfilling. There's nothing better than seeing all your hard work being translated into a post which appears on the internet, and then someone halfway around the world writing a comment about this. Someone who you're never going to see, but somebody saying something nice about it. It is terrific. Listening to speakers here tonight, everyone has stories. I've got so many stories. Now I have an avenue. I've got a place where I can put all these stories. Is it easy? No. Anything that's worth doing is hard, but it's fun, and you should have a go at it. Let's give you some ideas of how you can get going in setting up your own WordPress websites or any other type of blogging website that you've got out there. What holds people back, first of all? Well, I haven't got the time. I don't know what to talk about. I've got no money. Well, I've got excuses, and I've got more excuses, and I've got more excuses. But the main one, I believe, is down to people's underestimation of how many great stories they've already got. So I'd like to challenge you all here to take a piece of paper, and all you need to do is to sift through all the things that you are interested in, or your hobbies, or your passions, anything, and write them down. Then the next thing, and this is the first technical app which I'm going to talk about, is get yourself an app called Evernote. Evernote is free, and it works on iPhone, Android, PCs, Macs, and on the web. And what I do is, if I'm sitting on the tube, I take out my phone, I have an idea, tap it in, and then when I get to an internet connection, synchronize it, and then it appears on my desktop. So if I've got any erroneous spellings, I can quickly change those, and so on. Next thing I did was to think about what topics am I interested in. And this is the challenge I just posed to you. You write down what it is that you are really interested in. And then you start to make notes about all these different things. For example, I know there are 2 members of this club who are really fascinated by the subject of wine. What a terrific subject. Now, wine can be very, very narrow focus, or it can be huge. You can write about different types of wine, different countries, different grapes, anything. We have someone else who is interested in law. It's a profession, but it's a massive topic. There is an awful lot of people who are aspiring to become lawyers in London who have no idea how to get a job in London as a lawyer. What a great thing to post about. And I've seen people do that type of thing where they, oh right, I don't know, why would anyone want to read my blog? Well, I've come across people who are making lots of money by doing precisely that. Because somebody else thought about it, and they didn't do it. Some people are doing it and making money out of it. So that's using that one. Next program I would recommend, if you are aspiring to be a writer, there's a program called Scrivener. Scrivener is aimed at people who like to write because it chunks your information into chapters or sections, and it gives you the facility to take a paragraph, more than one paragraph, and move it around, and you can write a book that way. And many novelists are publishing e-novels using the Scrivener program. It costs money, but you can get a download 30-day trial to see if it works for you. I found it's been really useful for me to be able to see all my blog posts in one location and then to chunk them together, so I have my different themes all over the same place, and all I have to do is copy the formatting from one to the other, makes life a lot easier. Next thing is to combine Evernote and Scrivener, and using something called Markdown language. Not markup language, Markdown language. What this does, it means that you can focus on just getting your thoughts down onto paper and writing in plain text. Plain text means no formatting, no sizes, nothing. And all you do is then you put asterisks next to each of the words that you want, take the text, put it into an HTML browser, and then it will format it for you. It's a little more complicated than that, but essentially it is that easy. And I was gobsmacked when I first saw it in action. It can't be this easy. What it meant for me is that I can set up a template in Evernote and also in Scrivener. Then all I need to do is put in the blank words. I've got it already formatted. I upload it into my WordPress website, put a picture in there, and it's good to go. I have now, over the past few weeks, I have got 29 posts ready to be published every single day of the working week for the next month, up until I think it's the 2nd of July. And the way I've done it is because I've looked for simple ways of taking the technical and make it simple. And you can do the same too. And guess what I'm doing? On my blog, I'm writing that's how I'm actually doing it. So if you've taken notes or if you can't remember how to do this, pedrospeaks.com, take a look at it. I publish every day and I talk about speaking. I talk about word of the day. My vocabulary is okay, but I'd like to improve it, so I'm looking up new words and I'm putting definitions. Table topics. Table topics is challenging for a lot of people, so I'm putting up a table topic every other day. I'm putting up one of those. I'm putting up YouTube videos. Also, I'm extracting audio from some of the videos that haven't quite worked out and putting them up as a podcast. And then put a bit of narrative around them, and away you go. I'm using PowerPoint to create images, my own images, because trying to find the ideal photograph is not always so easy to do that. But I found it's easy enough to create a photograph out of using PowerPoint. Put it up there, and away you go. If it's something of interest to you, and it should be, get started. Don't make it hard for yourself. First thing to do is get Evernote and start capturing all the thoughts in your head. Then you can go on to the next step, which is to go and set up the blog. Fancy doing that?
Yeah.
Go do that. Get on to pedros.speaks.com. Let me know how you get on.